Good morning, everyone. All right, so a few decent gappers this morning. We got a few decent movers. One of my biggest watches is OMER. A lot of people watching this thing right now, pushing up really strongly in pre-market. Reached a high in pre-market of $19. All of this move is in pre-market so far, and so it's slowly starting to creep up towards there. Also watching GUESS or GES, guess. Sorry. It's gapping up a pretty big amount as well, and so I'm keeping an eye on it. GERN as well. This one moved a decent amount yesterday, and so I'm watching it today after it gapped up a pretty big amount. Watching MNGA. I've traded this one in the past, shorted it the last time I got into it, and so I'm keeping an eye on it. It's at 108. Gonna watch it at about 116. Looks like they're trying to keep this thing over $1. And yeah, I'll go ahead and add my watch list to the chat. What's up, D. Evan? Luke 7. Good morning, man. What's up, Tiny? Alright, here's my watch list, guys. I'm gonna see if I can find anything else that's moving. So, one moment. See what CALI can't talk this morning. It's gapping down in pre-market after a big move yesterday. Alright, so yeah, watching MNGA, TELL. This is a good example of what I look for a swing trade. You can see it had a pretty low volume throughout most of the day. Got a late day volume spike right before the close. Highest volume it had all day right before the close. That's usually when I try to buy. You can see OMER is pushing over, breaking over the high of pre-market right here at 19. Let's see what it does today. It's looking pretty strong. There's also PRPO gapping up a small amount after falling down from its high of the previous day. SNGX, small gap, not too much volume. TTNP, same thing. P, Pandora, gapping up some from 490. It's at 518. The SPY is down today. It's at 267. So we'll see what's going on with it at the open. But yeah, not too bad. We got a few decent movers this morning. Let's see if any of these are tradable on TradeNet. GES is OMER, GERN, MNGA, TELL, PRPO is not, SNGX is not, TTNP is, P is. All right, so everything's tradable except for 2 stocks this morning. All the rest are tradable on TradeNet, so that's always good to see. Got some decent movers this morning. Alright, so yeah, I'm definitely kind of watching OMER for a potential short here. We'll see what happens with it. Still pooping the dog, 7. No list yet. Yeah, the pollen here in Texas is crazy, man. My son woke up, his eyes are like swollen. We had to give him some Claritin this morning just from the pollen. It's cold here in Texas again. It's been warm the last few days, but now it's cold again. But yeah, we got some pretty good volume in pre-market this morning. Gonna see what MNGA does here. GES. Last time I got in MNGA, I shorted it about where it was now. I think my entrance was 113 a few days ago. Maybe 314 was when I got into this one. Shorted it down some. Got out at 104. We'll see what OMER does today. It's probably most people's main watch as it has the most volume in pre-market this morning. We've got a few other decent movers. GERN. As you can see, this one is gapping up about 25 cents now, but it went up to 577. See if it can rebound some or if it just ends up washing out. Let me know if you guys see anything else. I'm still kind of looking to see if I can find anything else. MRDN. I completely missed this one. I do like this one. MRDN. You'd see it's gapping up from 62. It's at 96. I'll look to maybe get in this one on Robinhood or U-Stock. Nice volume this morning, so we'll see what MRDN does. Looks pretty decent. Let's see. Gonna see about it over this $1 area on MRDN, see what it can do around there. Watching this 1690 level for GES as well as 17 obviously, and then over 1750. Gonna watch under this $18 level with OMER, with GERN under this 517 low right there. See if it drops under that. There's MNGA. Kind of following the support and resistance lines I drew the other day with it. Yeah, PRPO's on my watch list already, Max. It's gapping up a small amount. I think it's at what, 70 cents now? It came back down to 65. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it as well. You can see MRDN starting to drop some. It's actually a pretty big percentage move on MRDN. It's up from 62 all the way to 116 at its highs. MRDN's crypto related. What is Bitcoin at these days? NVCN, cheap penny stock, gapping up some as well. What did it do yesterday? Yeah, I'm going to watch NVCN over this 12-cent level. It's had a lot of resistance there. All right, so Bitcoin is down to 8,700. Pretty big pullback. We'll see what happens with the Bitcoin. I never really got into the crypto trading, but it's dropping down. But yeah, like I said before, my main watch is probably OMER this morning. We'll see what happens with it. Good morning, Dave. What's up, man? So OMER is pulling back some here. Gonna watch it over 1950 for sure. I'm definitely short biased with it, but I think it could go either way. Good morning, Sean. What's up, man? Yeah, I've just never bought into Bitcoin. I just never got into it. The swings are too crazy. I mean, and the upside is huge, you know. And I guess you could buy, just not even a whole Bitcoin, just like a percentage of a Bitcoin. But I just never got into it. I've traded a lot of crypto related stocks, but just never really, you know, got into it. You give terrible financial advice, 7. So yeah, I'm watching GES, OMER. Watching these for shorts. We'll see what happens with them. I like OMER a little bit more than GES, but we'll see which way both of them go. What's the other one I was watching? Facebook fell. Wow, look at that drop. It's a big drop for Facebook. It's been washing out the last few days. A few days it goes up to 185. Pretty steady, and then it just had a huge drop. A lot of volatility with Facebook the last 2 days. Yesterday it had a huge push up, and then today it basically filled that entire push. Came all the way back down to the 160 level. Man, GERN has taken a dive since I last looked at it. It was up a pretty big amount. I was watching it. It's still gapping up some, but man, look at this dive GERN took before the open. Had a nice move yesterday, but now it's starting to fall. So let's look up some of these catalysts this morning. I forgot to do that. All right, so Alright, so OMER is probably the biggest watch. Let's see what's moving with it. Alright, so OMER is the only news it really says is that OMER is up on spending bill that benefits its drug. Shares surged in pre-market on Thursday on a new government spending bill that benefits its cataract surgery drug, Omidria. Omidria's pass-through status with Medicare, which allows for a higher reimbursement rate, expired late last year, and the drug was expected to be bundled with other cataract surgery supplies, which might have forced Omeros to decrease the price by up to 90% to remain competitive. Looks like the bill is going to change that. So good news for OMER. Obviously, after that big gap up, we'll see GES. All right, so gas is up 11% today because pre-market following after hours earnings. So earnings, good earnings for GES. Let's look at MNGA, see if it has a catalyst on why it's up this morning. All right, so MNGA is to acquire Trico welding supplies in Northern California, so an acquisition. That's why MNGA is up. Let's look and see why GERN's acting like GERN is acting like it is. Alright, so GERN is just writing up yesterday's news on GERN that it's going to present at the Needham Healthcare Conference. So it's presenting at a conference, which is why GERN is up. Let's look at TELL here, see if we can figure out why it's moving up. Alright, so TELL's price target is cut from 15, or cut to 15 from 16. I don't know why it would be up from that, but we'll see. There's MRDN here. which is probably the biggest gapper. Somebody said this is a crypto-related stock. All right, so MRDN is going to acquire a transactional virtual currency company, it says. So it's going to acquire a crypto blockchain related company, and that's why it's up so much. We'll see what happens with it. And there's P for Pandora, gapping up some. See why it's moving. All right, sounds like Pandora was just upgraded to a strong buy rating from a few different brokers. All right, so a lot of these have good news, like MRDN, MNGA, GES, and OMER. Man, my stream is my computer's kind of freezing a little bit. I hope my stream's not doing the same thing. Good morning, Suraful, Daniel. What's up, guys? I use Trade Ideas. I have a Trade Ideas scanner, and I use StockTwits, Twitter, a few other things to just look at stuff. Let's see what LIQT did. It was up big yesterday. Not doing too much. PRPO's on my watch list. AKER is gapping up a small amount, very small amount. Not having too much movement the last few days. ENRJ down some. BPMX nowhere. CRME is another one that was on my watch list. I forgot to mention CRME. Not the most volume, sitting right at 2 though, so we'll see what happens with it. Yeah, no worries, 7. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people don't know that you can switch your quotes to live. You know, you can get real-time data on Thinkorswim for free. A lot of people just, they just never change it from the 20-minute delayed on Thinkorswim. So, it's easy to get real-time quotes on Thinkorswim. All you have to do is go to the website really quick and request it, and then you automatically get it. So So yeah, we got a few decent movers. I'll see if I can find anything else. Good morning, Sense. What's up, man? Really? What's up, Anik? I'm watching GESOMER, MRDN, MNGA, Pandora, P, SNGX. If you scroll up, there should be a watch list. Good morning, Michael. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put it in the chat again for you. Yeah, here's my watch list. I don't have no idea, Tiny. Call. The best thing you can do is call TD Ameritrade and just ask them about it, or call Thinkorswim support. If you go to their website, there should be like a support number for Thinkorswim, maybe. Or there might be one. Let me see. If you go here, if you go up to support/chat in the top right, there is a live support where you can create a support request and hear back from them. So maybe ask them with that. Maybe see if you can live chat with Thinkorswim to get it up and running. Good morning, Abdul Aziz. What's up, man? What's up, Outsider? So yeah, definitely going to keep an eye on OMER here for a potential short. Although this thing could run up in the other direction. You never really know. Got to watch a few other ones on my Robinhood account, see what I can get into. I got a few day trades on here, so probably get into a few trades on Robinhood today. See what I can work with on there. Gonna be watching MRDN on Ustock. Everything else I can actually trade. Yeah, just make sure it's actually subscribed to it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go to my TD Ameritrade website really quick. I'll see if I can look and see if you're missing anything. So yeah, you go to Client Services when you're on the TD Ameritrade website, and then you go to General. And you go down and you make sure all three exchange agreements are signed. You have to make sure the NASDAQ, the NYSE, and the OPRA are all signed, and you want to make sure your status is set as a non-professional trader. Then once you do that, you go to subscriptions, and you subscribe to streaming news and real-time NASDAQ level 2 quotes. But the more important thing is you want to go make sure that all three of those exchange agreements are signed and that your status is set as a non-professional trader in order to get real-time quotes on Thinkorswim. If your status isn't set as a non-professional, they're not going to give you real-time quotes. So you want to make sure your status is set as a non-pro, and you want to make sure all three of those exchange agreements are signed on the TD Ameritrade website. And from there, you should have real-time alerts. If not, you want to contact them. So yeah, we'll see what OMER can do today. Gonna watch it for a short. Maybe under $18 depending on how it acts. We'll see. You can see MRDN is testing 1 again already. It went up to 116. Yeah, maybe because you might need a deposit. I don't know. Right. So 7 says it. He didn't have to deposit anything for him. I'm not sure, man. Yeah, the best thing you want to do is talk to Thinkorswim. I know when I did it, I deposited like $40, but this was a few years ago when I was first learning how to trade, and so I don't know if it would work without money. But apparently 7 says his is live without having to deposit anything, so I'm not sure. All right, guys. So you can see OMER is sitting right around 1850 now. Going to keep an eye on that level. Watching over 1750 for GES. It's right there now at 1750. Going to keep an eye on it over 1774 after that pre-market high. See if we can break that in any strong, significant way. OMEX, guys. OMEX is starting to push up a little bit in pre-market. I'm definitely going to add this one to my watch. ABBV, a little bit more expensive. The stock has been washing out pretty strong. Or pretty weak, I should say. MRDN, keeping an eye on that one. Also watching some other small gappers like SGNX. Not really a small gapper, I should say, but it's not. It doesn't have that much volume. You can see it's at 230 now, gapping up from $2. Also watching GERN here, bouncing off of 5 the last few minutes. We'll see what it can do. PRPO, big mover from the last few days. Watching that one. And also, like I said, now I'm watching OMEX as well, sitting right at $9. Got about 4.5 minutes until the open. What's up, cool yo? Appreciate the subscribe, man. Welcome. Thanks for subscribing, man. I bet you the TVIX is pushing up strong with the SPYs wash. Yeah, it went up to, it's up almost $1. EARS getting a volume spike here. It's up to 170. Still no volume, but got a little bit more than it usually does. Up to 170 now. Gonna keep an eye on it. If you like these more expensive stocks, you can see CCL is having a big volume surge here, up to just under 69. Anik, I don't want to say whether it's going to be a long or short. I just kind of like to react to what I see it do at the open. Plus, for liability reasons, I just, I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable for anything. I just don't want to tell anybody, I don't want to tell people what to do, if that makes sense, I like just reacting to what I see it do at the open. I'm definitely biased in certain ways, like with OMER, I'm short biased. GES, I'm short biased. But, with OMEX, I mean, it's up a pretty huge amount. I'm definitely short biased with it as well. But it could keep going easily, so we'll see what happens. The news on OMEX. Market's opening up soon. I'll try to pull this up before the open. I'm not showing anything for OMEX. But man, it is up from 380 to 1048 in pre-market. What a crazy move. Look at this thing. This thing closed at 380. It's up to 1048. Huge move. I'm definitely short biased with it though. I mean, unless this is just a massive pump. We'll see. But I definitely like it for a short better than a long since it's so extended. Let's look at the daily. Man, this thing is all the way. Let's look at the 3-year. This thing is at the high of its lifetime. A lifetime high on OMEX. I think it's a lifetime high. My charts don't go any further than 3 years. It's definitely at a 3-year high. So look at that move, man. Ridiculous move up. Alright guys, market's opening up in less than a minute. Good morning, Bamboo. What's up, man? Michael, to sell on Robinhood, you just, you find the stock you want to sell. And instead of review right here, it'll have a sell option. You just click sell ATOS and just click review and then sell. Alright guys, market's opening up in 5 seconds. Good luck everyone. There's the open. Alright, so OMEX is still pushing up here. It's up to 13 now. SNGX, guys. SNGX is pushing up here. Up to 280. Not really a move to take advantage of with this one, but man, 320. Look at SNGX. This thing's up to 350 now. What a spike on this thing, man. And of course, it's limited liquidity on U-Stock. But man, look at this move. Absolutely ridiculous move on it. And it's halted. SNGX is halted. Man, look at that move. As soon as the open happened, in a minute and a half, this thing went from 231 to 354. What a crazy move. And as you can see, this is why I was short biased on OMER. Didn't really give me an entrance though. Same thing with GES. No entrance to be made really. MRDN's fallen. Nice trade, Mitch. Kind of watching Pandora here. So you see my three biases were correct. I was short biased with these three stocks, OMER, GES, and OMEX, and they all washed. GES is starting to rebound though. Alright, so I'm in GES here. Alright, so I'm out at $4 for a 480 profit. Small profit. I don't know what happened. My fill took a little bit longer. I was trying to get out for a $6 or $7 profit with GES for this washout long setup. But for some reason it executed me at 480. I mean, tiny profit, I'll take it. But I was trying to get executed at about $7 profit. And so I don't really know what happened with it, but I'll take the little bitty gain. Green's green, I guess. Especially me when I'm just kind of trying to find consistency. It doesn't really matter how much I make, but I'll take the little tiny gain. RHE moving up. Yeah, RHE's moving up after a big day yesterday and then a wash. GERN's moving up as well. But man, look at RHE, guys. RHE's pushing up huge. Really thinking about shorting OMER here for this low of the day break. We'll see what happens. Gonna wait. Nice trade, 7. Exactly, decodes. That's exactly what it means. That means there's no other side to your trade on U-Stock. Well, there is. But you know, from what they say, there's nobody else to take the other side of your trade. Was thinking about shorting OMER here at this low of the day break. Hesitated a little bit too much with it, I think. SNGX is still halted. Thanks for the subscribe, Olad. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. Alright, so I'm watching MRD in here, slowly creeping up towards the high of the day. Might jump in Robinhood with this one, MRD in. Alright, watching MRD in here on Robinhood. Looks like it's trying to break over that high. Oh yeah, Pandora finally broke. I was watching that one. Strong break on it. I don't like MRD in as much now after this pullback. I would have really liked it to break this high of the day right here at 92 cents, 91 cents, but don't really like it now. And I can't short it because I definitely like it for a short if it breaks under 80 cents. It's just overextended. Pandora still pushing up pretty strong. Yeah, you can see how powerful this overextended short setup is for these stocks that gap up like OMER. Very, very predictable. You know, this is like one of my favorite money makers here. Just didn't have the guts to get into it with no entry. The only entrance is after this little tiny pullback right here at about $17. That was the only entrance really. But you can see how strong a move this is on the downside after this overextended gap. One of my favorite styles of trading. Shorting these overextended gappers. GES is starting to push here. Made a very small gain on it this morning already. It's at 1837 now, breaking the high of the day, flagging a little bit. Not going to jump in though. I don't trust it too much. MGEN, ECYT pushing up. Alright, so SNGX is resumed, and it had a huge pullback down to $3. ARCC's been on a little run this morning as well. Right around the high of the day now. See if it holds it as support. TEUM moving. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, Olad, man. Glad you're here, man. Welcome. Yeah, TEUM had a big push. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with just kind of sitting there and studying the market and trying to learn from it. You don't want to just jump right in trading. You'll end up losing money most of the time. And so nothing wrong with just watching, man. Yeah, I don't see too much moving that I like, Decode, so I can explain it. So basically, I have a video on it if you ever watch. I published a video this weekend called my top 5 favorite beginner trading setups. And this is one of them. I call it the overextended gap setup. And so it's basically when a stock is gapping up more than 10%, so a big overextended gap. A lot of the times it's going to be overextended. People are going to want to take profits that were long in after hours and pre-market. And so you can see OMER gapped up way more than 10%. And so, when that happens, I'm short biased with it. And so I like to get in going short. Preferably, I'd like to see a small push at the open and then a break under the low of the day. And that's why I didn't get into this one, just because it didn't give me any entrance. I like to get in at low of the day breaks. Maybe here would have been an entry. The only good entry I see is right here at around 17. But it's basically looking for overextended gappers. Overextended gapping stocks, where a lot of the times really new traders are going to be long biased with it. They see a stock gap up a huge amount and they think it's going to keep going or whatever because it's gapping up so much. When the reality is, at least in my opinion, is you should be more short biased because it's so overextended. You can take advantage of everybody that was long overnight covering at the open. And what happens when people sell and take profits? The stock's going to drop. And so it's basically taking advantage of gaps that are overextended and people taking profits at the open, if that makes sense. So you basically, my strategy is to short it if it's gapped up over 10%. Like I said though before, preferably if it pushes up some and then breaks the low of the day. And that's probably one of my favorite setups. This might be a good entry here, breaking under 16, but it's just down so much already. I don't want to risk it. And so I'm pretty selective with it, but, you can see why I was short biased with it is because it's just so overextended. This thing closed yesterday at 1170, and it gapped all the way up to 1950. So a huge gap up, probably 85%? So a big gap up with OMER, way more than 10%. And so when a stock's gapped up that much, most of the time it's not going to continue running, in my opinion. Most of the time, if it's gapped up this much, especially with the more expensive stock, usually it's not going to continue. It's going to end up dropping and filling some of this gap. You could also think about it as a gap fill strategy. If the stock's pushing up this much, a lot of times it will try to fill some of this gap going down, And so I hope that makes sense. Yeah, Olad, I stream every weekday morning. All right, so Pandora came all the way back down to 523. All right, so we'll see if I can find anything else moving. GERN looks like it's trying to get over this high of the day here at 554 or 545. It's a triple top right now. We'll see if we can get over 550. That's rough, D-Coats, man. That's rough. Yeah, man, when I first started trading and I would see a stock gap up a huge amount, I was long biased. I thought it would continue pushing up or whatever until I actually watched what happens with a lot of these big overextended stocks. What I've noticed is that the stocks that run the most are very small gaps most of the time. Like, for instance, GES is running, and I said I was short biased with this one, but this one was only gapping up from 1550 to, when it opened up at about $17.50, so only $2 compared to $10 or $8. So there's quite a difference in that. All right, so there goes the high of the day break on GERN. And yeah, the biggest thing that helped me with trading is that, like I said, I used to be long biased when I would see a big gapping stock, but now I'm actually short biased. If I see a stock like OMER gapping up $8 when it, for an $11 stock, I'm almost always going to be short biased, and try to get in and let it fill some of that gap going down. Just because everybody's going to be taking profits too, and it could start a squeeze and the thing could just keep dropping. All right, so GERN broke over that 550 level. ATOS. Yeah, ATOS went on a little run, missed it. It's pulling back some now, breaking under the 9 EMA. All right, so GERN's making a push here. It's up to 560 basically right now, 559. We'll see if we can get over that 577 level. It looks like SNGX was only one push today. Didn't really do much else. Another example of it is MRDN. Huge gap, definitely over 10%, and it washed out at the open as well. There's tons of examples of this over and over again in the market. You want to see good volume though, decent volume. It has to have good volume in order for it to work. If it doesn't, it'll do like Pandora, which had pretty low volume, which just kind of goes sideways and choppy. Yeah, no problem, Decodes. Yeah, so basically, that's not even my favorite setup, Decodes. My favorite setup is like, let me try to find an example of it. I actually want to see this, if it's gapping up like OMER, I would actually prefer to see it push up a little bit right at the open. Kind of like a reverse washout long. Like I want to see it push up some and then immediately drop and break the low of the day. So for instance, I want to see the stock do this at the open. Let me draw it. So say the stock opens up right here. Say this is the end of pre-market right here, and this is the stock. I want to see the stock do this. Go up a little bit, and then drop and break under the low of the day. And then try to get in right here at the low of the day break. Right here. Once it breaks the low of the day. If that makes sense. So I want to see it push up some and then drop and break the low of the day, and that's when I jump in. But everybody has their own style. That's just what I like to do with those setups. All right, so GERN's pushing up pretty strong here. What's Facebook doing? Insurance. I stopped paying attention to it. Yeah, it's rebounding some. And like this, Decode, so it also, a lot of times it'll work the same for the opposite way. So like if a stock like Facebook is gapping down a huge amount, and it's not a big percentage move, but this is a really big move for Facebook. It does the opposite a lot of the time. So a stock that's gapping down a ton will fill the gap going up. It'll reverse, Ears. Yeah, EARS is making a move here. Getting a nice volume spike. We'll see if it follows through. Not enough volume for me to want to get in it quite yet, though. What did RHE end up doing? Nothing. Big pullback. Kind of sideways now. So Ears is halted. That's why it's not moving. All right, so GS is still pushing up strong here. See if I can find anything else moving. Let me know, guys, when ERS is resumed. TTNP is kind of forming this little channel here. MGEN's kind of slowly grinding up here today. It's at 815 now, high of 820. Very low volume though. So GERN is sitting right at 563. See what happens at 560. Had a nice little opening range breakout on the 5-minute. Right here. And GES is still pushing up here. It's at 19 now, trying to get over 19. Looks like it's struggling a little bit. Kind of thinking about shorting it at 19. Gonna wait though. Yeah, so SNGX just had that huge push and then it just washed out back down to 250s now. Alright, so there goes the 19 break on GES. There's also PSEC that I missed this morning. Had this really nice push up to 687. See what it does. See if it holds this previous resistance as support now. See ya, insurance. No problem, man. Thanks for watching, man. Alright, so EARS is halted again. Looks like this one's acting like Cali yesterday. Man, we've been having these big runners every day this week. It's a really good week for trading. We've been having these big momentum runs, these parabolic moves every day. Yesterday was CALI. Today, EARS. The day before, I can't remember what happened the day before, but I know it happened again. So we've been having a lot of decent volume in the market these last few days. You're still holding PRPO 7? AMTX, cool. Yeah, AMTX had a little washout long here. Not the best volume though. No problem, Tiny. See you tomorrow, Tiny. Thanks for watching, man. Yeah, cross my fingers. Hope you get that live data ready, man. All right, so AMTX pushing up here. It's at 215. Good call. Somebody called that one out. Cool. Yo, called it out. Good call, man. What's up, MR, man? Long time no see, bro. All right, AMTX up to 225. Big move. $229 now. AMTX, big move here. $232. AMTX is still pushing up here. I think this one ran a few days ago, didn't it? Yeah, this one ran on Friday of last week. Huge run on Friday. Starting to push up again, AMTX. Up to 240. I might jump in AMTX with the tiny share size here just in case it starts to go parabolic. Here. Alright, so I'm in AMTX with the tiny share size just in case it starts to run. I know it'll probably end up reversing and be a losing trade, but just in case it starts to go parabolic again. The other day it went all the way up to 3 something. And so I'm going to just take the trade knowing I'll probably end up losing money on it. And just in case. I'll let it pull back some. Yeah, like I said, I know AMTX is probably going to end up falling back down here. But just in case it starts to go parabolic like it did yesterday, I bought 20 shares. If it breaks under 230s, I'll jump out. Or basically, if it breaks under those lows, I'll jump out. Just in case it gets halted on the way up, starts to go crazy. But man, look at that drop on MGEN. Crazy drop, down to 762 already. GERN starting to reverse here. It's back up to 670. All right, there goes GES breaking the high of the day again. I guess I'll let AMTX bounce off of this EMA, see if it bounces. Just because I'm using such a small share size, we'll see. But I don't really like what I'm doing here. I'm making excuses to hold it. EARS is back. Man, EARS is back. Is it halted again? Looks like it. Man, we've been having these crazy movers every day this week. Now I'm going to go ahead and set a stop loss for AMTX at 220. 219, $6 loss. Small loss. But man, EARS, crazy move. Oh, it's still halted, man. Yeah, you got to be careful when they get halted this much. Let's see, it was halted at 854. PTN. NEPT trying to make a push. OMER maybe rebounding here, trying to get back over 17. GERN couldn't hold. It's now dropping some. I'm going to run to the restroom really quick, guys. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. EARS ended up filling some of that gap from the from the second halt. TROV, guys, is looking pretty strong here. Look at TROV here, guys. Looks like I got stopped out of AMTX. I might jump in Robinhood here with a small position on Gurn. Or not Gurn, on TROV. And just hold it throughout the day, see what it can do. I may just wait until it breaks 46. Yeah, I'm just going to wait on this one actually, looking at it now. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. Not too bad of a day. Took a loss on Ustock. Took a gain on TradeNet, which is more important than Ustock for me at least. I'm trying to build my TradeNet account back up. And so not too bad. Got in a nice trade on GES. Missed the short on OMER. But it didn't give me an entry, and so I'm not too upset with it. We'll see what happens for the rest of the day. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, if you want to see me day trade live every morning. And if you appreciate this content and appreciate watching me trade live, make sure you click the like button right now on this video. If you do it now, we appreciate the support, guys, and it does help supporters. So click the like button if you could take the time, if you appreciate this content. But yeah, guys. Not too bad of a day. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better tomorrow. Still looking for those overextended short plays, and definitely be watching for those tomorrow. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you all later, and thanks for watching. See you, Vanda. I didn't even know you were here, Vanda. Well, nice to see you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one, guys.